After his rookie season, has Bo Nix already climbed all the way up to tier 2 when it comes to the quarterbacks around the NFL? I'm going to answer that question coming up next. All right, Broncos fans, Broncos country, I want to talk about Bo Nix, and I want to talk about quarterback tiers. It's always a fun off-season conversation, right? Where would you rank Bo? Is he on that top tier with the top dogs? Is he on the second tier with the next up kind of quarterbacks? Well, I've actually got 5 tiers. I've named them, and hopefully you like the names, and I've put every NFL quarterback at a tier. We're going to go through all of those right here today on Dover on Denver. So I've got 5 tiers, and where does Bo Nix land? Well, we're going to start at the top tier that I'm going to call dudes. That's it. They're just dudes, right? And you're going to know these dudes. It's Patrick Mahomes, it's Josh Allen, it's Lamar Jackson, and it's Joe Burrow. That is it. 4 dudes in the NFL. And you know what I mean when I say dude? I'm talking face of the franchise. I'm talking a guy that's going to be up for an MVP pretty much every single year. Josh Allen just won it. Lamar already has a couple. Patrick, well, he gets those in the Super Bowl, unfortunately. Not this year, though. Chumps. And then Joe Burrow, we know he's made his runs and wasn't able to get into the postseason this year. But that's it for me. We're talking about guys you would build your team around today if there was a expansion franchise draft. It's 4 dudes, and that is tier number 1. None of those guys are going to fall off of that tier in the near future, and I don't know that many are going to join them in that top tier in the near future. There might be a couple of names you could argue with in the comments. By the way, go ahead and leave a comment if you do want to argue where these quarterbacks fall in the tiers. While you're there, like and subscribe and check out everything we're doing on the Denver Sports YouTube page. So tier 2, we're going to call this almost a dude. Almost a dude. You're that close to being a dude. The first name, I think, is the one you're going to probably argue with me in the comments the most about. It's Jalen Hurts. Does he become a dude based off what he just did in Super Bowl 59? In fact, you want to keep it real, he's outplayed Patrick Mahomes in both of those Super Bowls, 57 and in 59. He's a Super Bowl champ. He's now a Super Bowl MVP. I won't give you much pushback if you think that Jalen Hurts is that 5th dude on the dude tier. But right now, I have him on the almost dude tier. That's followed by Jordan Love, Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, Matthew Stafford, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott. I'm going to put Baker Mayfield on this almost a dude tier 2 because I think Baker is a guy that he doesn't get a ton of credit, but all he does is throw for 4,500 yards. And what do you have, 40 plus touchdowns this last year? So Baker, yeah, he is that almost a dude. And then I throw a rookie quarterback on there. It's not Bo Nix, though. It's Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels is like the definition of almost a dude. He just went to the NFC Championship. He lost to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, who I'm arguing about being a dude over almost a dude. So those two, and Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels, they're on their way to being dudes. Jalen might be there already, and maybe I'm selling him a bit short, but those are the 2 that I kind of had a hard time with. I had a real hard time making an argument for a rookie to end up on tier 1 with the rest of those dudes. Jaden was outstanding in year 1. It's the reason he was rookie of the year, and it wasn't really close, but I just can't put him. I can't elevate him to that status after 1 year. So you notice I didn't put Bo there. I didn't call Bo almost a dude. And by the way, if you've watched Dover on Denver, if you've heard Cecil and I on the radio over on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, you know how I feel about Bo. We spend segments roasting those that don't believe. So I am a believer, but you got to see a little bit more. I can't just crown him because he's arrived and played good in his rookie season and punched a playoff ticket for the first time in 9 years. Really, really high on Bo Nix, but there's still some work to be done. And that's why Bo Nix lands on tier number 3. That is, will they be a dude? And I think Bo will be. I'm pretty confident that Bo will be. But there's guys like Bo Nix, Tua Tagovailoa. That's how Tracy Morgan says it, so that's how I'm going to say it every time. Brock Purdy, Drake May, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, and Michael Penix Jr. Those are my will they be a dude tier. And I think Bo is at the front of that. I'd probably put Bo Nix and Maybe Sam Darnold, based off what you saw through the first 15 weeks. Now, he fell off of a freaking cliff after the first 15 weeks. You celebrated prematurely. You don't want to do anything prematurely. It's embarrassing, right? So they did that with the Minnesota Vikings. So it'd be Bo and Sam at the front of that tier 3. Will they be a dude conversation? And they can elevate themselves to tier number 2 with a second season matching the results that they had in this previous season. So I don't know where Sam Darnold's going to end up. Right back in Minnesota, the Raiders seem to have their eye on Sam. So maybe he ends up right here in the AFC West. If those two dudes, I'm talking about Bo Nix and Sam Darnold, can replicate or be better in their second years, based off of what last year was, I know it's not Sam Darnold's second year, they will be elevated to that second tier of almost a dude. So this is where I think it's interesting, Broncos country, because there's still this world of, I got to see more from Bo. I don't really believe in him just yet. And then there's the other side of it, like, nope, Bo's the answer. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to take this team to a Super Bowl. I'm not on either of the extremes, but I'm definitely more closer to they're going to get to a Super Bowl and win one with Bo Nix and the Sean Payton combo. So that's where I have him for now. This is a fluid list. This thing could be moving all the time, and especially once the season actually starts. All right, so let's get to tier number 4. I will call this tier never going to be a dude. You see the theme here with dudes. Will Levis, never going to be a dude. Just keep putting mayonnaise in your coffee like a weirdo. Geno Smith. Geno's never going to be a dude. He's a good stopgap bridge kind of quarterback, but he's never going to be a dude. Never going to build your team around Geno Smith. Justin Fields, that guy's never going to be a dude. I know he's only 25 years old and maybe the right coach can fix him and blah, 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 blah. Nope. The answer is no. Justin Fields will never be a dude. The teams that split quarterbacks throughout the 2024 season, I kind of split them together. So like Drew Lock, Daniel Jones. Guess what? Never going to be a dude. I like Drew as a dude, the guy, right? You just talk to about football, seems to have a good head on his shoulders and come from a good family. But as far as quarterback play, Drew Lock's never going to be a dude. He's going to be a career backup, and he's going to make a lot of money, and he'll probably be able to remember things and walk upstairs after his football career. I think that's a winner, but I'm not building my franchise around Drew Lock or Daniel Jones. Derek Carr in New Orleans. That guy's never going to be a dude. He's never going to be a dude in New Orleans. He was never going to be a dude with the Raiders. He is just not that dude. Again, a combo here. Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. Those guys aren't going to be dudes. Gardner Minshew might be a bro I'd like to take a cross-country trip with and hang out next to a campfire and tell stories. I'm sure that would be fun. But as far as building my football team, thanks but no thanks, Gardner. You're never going to be a dude. Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson. Do I even have to say anything? They're definitely not dudes, right? Deshaun Watson as a digital correspondent at the Super Bowl, peddling people on pedicabs and giving out purple drink dressed like a pirate. Now that's the dude I want to chill with. But as far as a quarterback, no. If you're a quarterback and you have to ask God, Lord Almighty himself, to save you from pick sixes, you are not a dude. And that's exactly what Jameis Winston had to do. 2 more on tier 4 of the never going to be a dude. Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis. That guy could be out of the league in a couple of years. What a waste of a draft pick by the Indianapolis Colts. And then this one I feel like is a little bit touchy because some people believe in and then a lot of people do not. Kyler Murray. I do not believe in Kyler Murray. I just think he's too small. I don't think he puts in the work that you need a quarterback to put the work in. There was that big story a couple of years ago about the video game clause and everything that he had going. I think, I guess we'll see what the bottom line looks like when his career's all said and done. But I would guess Kyler Murray's going to regret not playing baseball. Probably have a longer career and get some more guaranteed dollars. Probably should have stuck to baseball. You'd be on your way to Las Vegas getting ready to play with the Athletics. So Kyler Murray, never going to be a dude. Sorry, Arizona Cardinals fans. And then my final tier, and if you've been counting along at home, that's kind of weird. But if you were, there's 2 quarterbacks left. And tier 5, I'm going to call it, it's over, dude. And that's Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. There's only 2. It's over, dudes. Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. I know Russ had his couple of weeks stretch in Pittsburgh where he looked like he found the fountain of youth and he was going to bring Pittsburgh back to the promised land. Well, those of us in Denver and those of us in Seattle know that ship has sailed. Russell Wilson, it is over, dude. Just chill, man. You're married to Sierra. Raise your kids, tour with her, travel. I'm sure somebody will hire you to make some sort of speech and you can go give your cliches and be Captain Cornball there. So it is over for you, Russell Wilson. And then Aaron Rodgers, the Jets don't even want you, man. Where are you going to end up if you're Aaron Rodgers? You're going to hold a clipboard? I doubt that. His ego's not going to let him do it. So it's over, dude, for those two quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. So a quick recap. My tiers, tier 1 is dudes. You know who they are. Tier 2 is almost a dude, and Bo Nix is not there. Tier number 3, well, that's will they be a dude? And that's where you find Bo Nix. I think that's where he belongs right now. He has certain room to grow and get to tier 2, maybe, just maybe in, let's call it a 2-year window. He can get to that top tier, but that requires getting to an AFC championship game. That requires getting to a Super Bowl. Maybe that's more like a 3-year window for me. And then tier 4, never going to be a dude. Tier 5, we just talked about. It is over, dude. You tell me what you think. Again, like, subscribe while you're there. Why don't you leave a comment so I can circle back and come and have a nice, healthy debate about my quarterback tiers. This has been Dover on Denver, and now I'm done.